Alright, so we have time for one more command crate opening video tonight, this time on my Gunslinger. And we'll be opening tier 1 crates. And actually, before we get started with those, well, let me just open one so I can get to the menu easier. I realized I had a bunch of stuff saved up, I guess, from our last video, which was probably a couple months ago at this point. And before I started really focusing on gearing my Gunslinger up for PvE, and I guess PvP too, but PvE was the main reason. So I have all these crappy implants and earpieces and all that I ended up not using, and since then I now have like 246s. I think I actually even have a 248 earpiece. So let's go ahead and just disintegrate all of these and get some nice, wonderful command experience. Disintegrate. Yes. And while we're at it, we can claim these as well. I'm not going to open any tier 2s today because, as you guys know, I like to save those for tier 2 videos, but we do have, looks like 43 more tier 1s. So let's get started. Honestly, I'm not really looking forward to anything in particular out of these. I guess companion gifts, tokens, all that stuff's nice. Java junk. But as far as gear goes, I don't think there's really anything I need on this character that I would find in these crates. I don't have any of my gear on. But I guess, okay, relics. I could use relics. I am mistaken. So, what's this? Serendipitous Assault 236. So I need a Focus Retribution relic. That would be ideal. Boundless Ages is okay, but it's only a 230, so it's not a huge upgrade anyway. I guess it does that 49 crit on there, which is nice. Thing is, I have to click on it, and I don't really have any extra keybinds, as you can see on my Gunslinger. So for that reason alone, I might not want that one. Let's open one more, and then we'll hit the limit there. Alright, so I'm going to claim a couple of these, and then we'll just go ahead and disintegrate the rest. That. I'm maxed out with that. Quack drive yards. Or Quate. I always just say a Quate. I think it's actually Kuat, or I don't know. I remember watching a cutscene and they said it differently. I was like, oh, all these years I've been saying it Quate drive yards. When I say all these years, I mean all these years too, because I grew up reading Star Wars novels since I was probably like 10 years old, so that's like almost 2/3 of my life now. I've been seeing Quate the wrong way. And many other Star Wars planets, I'm sure. Oh, I didn't actually disintegrate any. Hey! Focus Retribution. That was the one I wanted, right? Yes, it is. Alright, sweet. Awesome. This has been a really good night for me, command crate-wise. I've opened a bunch of tier 1s and 2s tonight. If you guys have seen my Sage videos, the recent batch, those two are from like 10 minutes ago. You can probably tell by the timestamp. Alright, so I'm going to claim this guy, just so I don't delete it. That's all, like, the one thing I wanted out of these crates, the only thing, was this exact relic. So, that makes me happy. Of course, my last tier 4 video, spoiler alert, which you guys probably saw a while ago, my shadow. I haven't opened a bunch in a while now, so it's the same one. But that I got, like, nothing useful at all in, so I suppose this is, to offset that. Or maybe I've done some good stuff recently and this is good karma. If you believe in that. Alright, let's get rid of all of these. Although, if that's true, I don't know what bad stuff I did to deserve that last opening. I didn't get like a single useful thing out of that. It does kind of suck that the lower tier command crates are the ones where I guess I can get rid of this now, because I don't really need that. And I'm going to save it though, in case there's like a certain fight that might need burst. I can always disintegrate it later, not a big deal. But yeah, I guess I'd rather have better drops on my higher tier characters, but hey, can't really complain. Or I think it was Joe Welsh said, can't complain, but sometimes I still do. Let's disintegrate these. Hey, another command rank. And is that the same one? It is, of course. That's appropriate. I've gotten a lot of those. Like, items I really want tonight, I've gotten 2 of, even though I can't use 2 of them. But, yeah, I guess we'll have to disintegrate that guy, too. That's sad, but one of those, one of them good problems. if you guys have watched The Wire. And if you haven't, you definitely should, because I don't think people are giving it too much credit when they call it the greatest TV show of all time. Haven't seen The Sopranos yet, another contender. But the jury seems to be out, and I have seen Breaking Bad, and I don't know what other shows are considered the greatest. Well, I've seen a lot of really good shows, but I don't know if any of them would quite be at that level. But yeah, long story short, even though it's a bit of an older show at this point, maybe 15 years old or so, but still a very, 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 very good show. Don't need that at all, because I have like a 242 or higher, I think. Okay, we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. I'm actually watching Sons of Anarchy at the moment, which I like to watch shows. I'm kind of unusual. I love serial shows, like I think most people do in this day and age. It's something that has a continuous plot to it. But I don't like cliffhangers, and I don't like having to like watch 10 shows at one time or 20 shows. And there's so many good shows to watch these days. If I try to keep up with all of them, what's that? Rip item. Then I would forget like, oh, what happened last week? And I know all these shows have the previously on such and such, but Alacrity, don't need that. But I much preferred being able to just like binge watch shows back to back to back instead of having to remember, oh, this show's out. I got to keep up with this show and keep up with that show. And there's so many shows that are already finished that I haven't watched yet, like The Wire, Sons of Anarchy, or dozens of others, that I tend to watch primarily shows that are already finished. And let's see, get rid of these. And that way I can just watch them all the way through. And then by the time I finish one of those shows, another show is already concluded. So I feel like they're making good shows at this point faster than I can watch them. Which, again, one of them good problems. But yeah, Sons of Anarchy seems like a good show, but not quite to the same caliber as a lot of other shows I've seen recently. And in fact, if you like The Wire, or end up liking The Wire if you watch it, what's the guy's name? David something. David... That's too late to... or too early in the morning to remember names. But he did a bunch of other good shows, too. And some mini-series that were good. There's still a few of his I haven't watched yet. Those might be next on my to-do list. Let's get rid of these guys. I know I'm kind of rambling here, but like I said, there's really nothing besides that one relic from these crates that I want, so figured I need something to talk about since I'm not being too excited about, oh, I got this, and I can use that. And Devastating Vengeance is a crit relic, which is nice, but like I said before, or like I said in other videos at least, crit and Alacrity have diminishing returns, whereas Mastery and Power, for all intents and purposes, do not. Which means when you get a relic, whether it's clicky or proc, you really don't want to get an Alacrity or crit one. Crit you actually might be able to use. I think they balance them a little, a little more. Got the hiccups now. Don't need that. But even so, I'm pretty sure that the Power and Mastery ones are still the best. Alright, we'll claim some items after this. Let's get rid of these two. Yay, another command rank. Alright, let's do one more set of claims, then we'll open up the last batch there. Oh, actually, don't need that guy. Alright, we got 5 more tier 1s, and then that's it for tier 1s on this character. And honestly, this is probably my last tier 1 video for a long time, because I'm really only focusing on 3 characters. I say only, which is actually quite difficult given the new system if you ask me. But I do unfortunately have limited time to play this game and gaming in general. In fact, these days. So I think given that being the case, trying to level up 3 tunes is a good amount for me. Alright, last one. Here we go. No available space. Right. I knew that. Okay, and we got a Gormak Power Cell. Guess could have been worse. Alright guys, that is it for Tier 1 crates, and also it for all the command crates I have stored up at the moment, so I will keep taking my Gunslinger and my Sage through Tier 2, and my Shadow, as you know, is already Tier 4, so I'll keep grinding Tier 4 crates on her. And when I get 50 or so, 40 or 50 saved up, then I will do more of these videos. So, as always, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you have an excellent night, and I will see you next time.